Well, yeah. Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to our podcast. First one of many, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So I'm Nick.
And my name is Matt, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy.
You know?
Oh my god.
My name is Emily.
Fun. So, yeah. So what are we gonna be talking about today?
Good
Today?
question. Good question.
Ooh, yeah, that's a very good one.
You guys want to start it off with a bang, huh?
Oh my god.
Just like, that sounded really wrong.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, never mind that. By the way, we're family members, so there will be no
we are all.
starting off with bangs tonight.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god.
this is pretty cringe.
Yeah, it's a bit
Super
cringe.
cringe.
But you know what? We are cringe, so
Dude.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Dude,
Right?
don't say sorry. Just
Accept
do
your
it.
cringiness.
Accept it. Don't say sorry.
Anyways,
No thanks.
bitches. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about
A little bit of true crime.
yeah, a bit true crime. Bit spooky wookiness, you know?
Yeah, a little bit spooky wooky, but of the
Yeah.
real nature.
Some real spooky wooky.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I can't see balls. Can't even
I
freaking
don't
see
care.
his face.
Well, then put it like on
Like
the
Nick's
side.
face is like covered with a freaking BBC in front of me.
Put it that.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. BBC News.
So, okay,
BBC
who wants to
News.
start? Who knows what they're actually talking about?
Well,
'Cause
I think
I don't know
Did
what
you
I'm gonna
have a
talk
true-
about. I'm just gonna freaking join, I
I
guess.
have a true
Yeah.
crime, yeah.
yeah, okay, you have a true crime story. So I guess we'll start off with that first.
Okay,
Just to
sounds
kind
good.
of like ease into it a little bit. Start with some reality, my dude.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Come on.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be talking some true crime today. So, I find this a little bit spooky. A little spoopy.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know, there's no like true crime I can like personally connect to.
Exactly.
But this is something that I learned about over the summer while I was
Okay.
with family.
What?
So my grandparents live in a really small town of like probably not even 1,000 people. And like 2 hours away there's like a really nice like tourist destination that we usually go to every summer, go hiking and stuff like that. And on the way, around like halfway, so like an hour away from their place, there's this really small town. And I think like right now I think they have like there's like 2,000 people. So it's like really small. Like you drive through it in like 30 seconds.
Okay,
And
okay.
so I was driving by and there was this really like kind of like creepy house that's like along the main road, which is like really the highway. And my cousin started telling me the story. So this happened in the 90s. And so there was this couple and it consisted of like, so there's like Marie, which is the wife, and then Jules, the husband. And they were like pretty much like they were in like like in an abusive relationship.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
They
a
had two
no
kids.
bueno.
Yeah, they had two kids. And then in the end, it just ended up in divorce.
Okay. Well,
But-
that's a good thing. I mean,
Yeah, I think so, right? Kind of like ending it. I feel like, yeah. Anyways,
It's open and shut.
exactly. But then what happens next is
Oh,
the
okay.
creepy shit.
It's not shut anymore.
Yeah, no. It never really stopped. I think like from what I understand, like the husband like was kind of like constantly obsessed with the wife, and I think I don't know if they're like doing like custody battle or something like that, but I think he might have wanted the children.
Probably, yeah.
And I think that's like a really difficult situation that like a lot of
A lot of people
divorced
go through
couples have to
that,
go through,
yeah,
right?
like,
No, I'm
and it
guessing that
impacts
lasted
the
for like a
kids.
long time or something.
I think so. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, like, how long did it last for you? It didn't really last long, did it?
Like for my
It's like-
parents?
yeah.
My
it was really
parents
quick,
didn't like there was not much of a custody battle.
right?
Like
Okay,
I was always like closer with my mom,
Uh-huh.
and so when when they got divorced, like for me it was just like an automatic thing that like I was gonna live with my mom.
it
Like,
wasn't a battle. Yeah.
No, not really. Like there was no like there was no court shit that went down like
Yeah.
to get me. I guess
Okay.
like no one wanted me. No, I'm just kidding.
Your mom.
But
That's why
no,
she gave
it just
she's a
yeah.
scout.
No, jokes.
Yeah.
Love my dad, but no, like it's just because I knew like I was just closer with my mom, and it was just gonna
Yeah,
stay like
it
that.
wasn't a
but-
battle, and I think your dad probably knew that too.
No. Oh yeah, I think so, definitely.
Exactly. Not
Anyways,
the same in this situation.
yeah, definitely not. So like in 96, this is when like everything kind of really went down.
Ooh, my birth year.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah.
Creepy. Maybe it happened on your birthday. I don't know what the date is.
Oh,
It's
okay.
okay. It's
I guess
okay.
we'll never know,
Guess
but
Wow.
check.
let's hope not. But
Let's assume yes.
yeah. So this is, like I said, this is, keep in mind, this is like really really small town. Like right now there's 2,000. I'm gonna guess in '96 there was like probably a bit over 1,000 people. So like
Yeah.
everyone knew everyone. I think it was really that. The highway that goes through the town is like the main road. So like everyone sees everything.
Well, like
So-
it's not that big of a province anyway to begin with. Well, it's big. It's just not like populated.
Yeah,
to
and we're talking about Quebec, by the way. If you guys are wondering.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay,
Oh, I
okay,
thought you
really?
meant Newfoundland. I was
Oh,
like,
I
what?
thought.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
thought
this
it was
is
like
no,
Newfoundland.
this is in
like Labrador
Quebec.
or
This is
something?
Okay.
This is in
Okay.
Quebec.
Okay.
Where is it
Uh,
around? Like the Gaspé area?
This is in the
or-
Gaspé area and
Okay.
like the peninsula, Gaspé Peninsula.
Okay.
And so,
Okay, yeah.
so the husband Jules, in French is Jules, but like I don't know how else to say it, like translate it.
Gilles.
Yeah.
Gilles.
And he had the kids at his house,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe he broke into the like wife's house. Like I'm not really
Uh-oh.
sure about that little like situation.
Okay.
But in the end, he like poured gasoline all over his room where his 2-year-old son and 6-year-old son were sleeping, and then burnt the house down while the kids were sleeping, and then committed suicide.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
So so the kids died, obviously, and he committed suicide. So that's like the big, right? I mean, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's fucking, that's
yeah.
gross. Like, I don't know. I think that's messed up. Like the fact you do that to your own kids, like, I don't know if even if it was about like custody battle, like that's fucked up.
It's a lot about control too. Like that he must have
Yeah.
been a very controlling husband.
Probably.
Like if he was like abusive in that nature.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I would
really
guess
scary.
so, right?
Yeah, that's spooky indeed.
Yeah.
Just human nature.
Exactly.
Not
But
really.
then there's more legal stuff that get into this.
Oh, okay.
So like the husband's family bought 3 burial plots next to each other
Okay.
and buried the 2 kids with the dad
Oh,
next to the dad
okay.
On the land?
on the same like right next to each other.
Oh.
And so obviously that's in my mind is fucked up, and obviously the mom thought the exact same thing. I don't understand how the hell they did this without, like, wouldn't you need like permission from the
Mother.
parent
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
to bury your
Yeah.
child? Like, I don't get that part of it, so I don't really understand. But apparently the mom didn't know, I guess.
Oh, good.
Really?
I don't know. So like they bury them. Obviously the mom wasn't like didn't like this.
Yeah.
And so she ended up like actually like publishing a book and stuff like that. Sold like 40,000 copies
Oh, goody.
talking about her like story.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's like filled with what the husband's family says are a bunch of lies that like they're like pretty much making them out to be like monsters when like the family says that like they were never like before everything happened they had never been like confrontational with her.
Okay.
So it's kind of an iffy situation. And then the wife took legal action on the family to for I'm guessing like burying her child without
Yeah.
permission, which I don't understand, but also because she wanted to like rebury her children, so like take them
Yeah.
out and then move them to a different plot. But legally, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, because once a person's gone, you
Right?
gotta-
You can't like dig
lay 'em
up,
to
right?
rest.
So that
It's
became a
very-
huge
Exactly, yeah.
shit show.
Uh-huh.
And so I feel like this kind of falls into a lot of stuff because if they are all lies about this family, I mean like here they said that like they were thinking of suing her, the mom. I'm guessing for defamation,
Yeah.
which would make sense. But then they said that people were telling her not to do it, like them not to do it because it would just like they said like fall into oblivion, like it would just like no one would really I guess care. So this it's
The
an
legal
iffy thing.
system.
Like, who do you believe in a situation like this? Like, do
Yeah.
you like, do you think you automatically have to believe the victim in the situation? So like the mom, or like, do you think that it's possible that the mom is actually like lying about all this stuff? Like, it's a hard situation.
Yeah, I mean, like, at least with, because it sounds very weird in a sense, because like, if it was an abusive relationship and stuff like that, they did get a divorce.
They did.
They were able to go through that kind of system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's weird that he would do that kind of thing, like the dad at least after the divorce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, it's already set in stone. Like, my dude, you missed your chance, you know? Like...
Mm-hmm. But I think I'm guessing it had to do with the custody battle. Like, I'm guessing who's...
Probably, because,
right?
I'd be surprised if it wouldn't, you know?
Because I think it was him being like, yo, like, I, like, look at this, like, now I'm taking this, like, what you love the most, like, away from you. So now, like, there's no way for you to win type thing, right?
Yeah.
But the whole thing is also that, like, what do you do? Like, do you, like, what do you guys think? Do you think that people should automatically believe what the victim's saying? Or do you think it's possible that what the victim's saying, in this case the mom, is actually like just a bunch of stuff? Because it's proven that psychological trauma can like cause confusion and memory loss. So like, do you think it's possible that what she's saying happened is what she actually truly believes happened but maybe didn't? Or do you think she's just making it up?
Or is it a combination of the both?
Yeah, it could be.
Is it something that, like, maybe was construed as something else?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that does happen a lot, where, like...
And especially if it's, like, a small town.
Exactly.
You know, it's not, like...
Uh-huh.
It's not the most specific police report, if you'd say, or...
No.
You know what I mean, though? It's not...
Like...
There's not that much time invested, if you'd say.
But that's the thing with small towns, like... It's hard to find information about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you heard of something, you go check it out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of done.
This and that.
Like, the only reason, like...
And go to court, and boom, it's done. That's it, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, the only reason this even got attention was just because she wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? It was after she sold all... Like, she called it, the Survivor. So, like...
Interesting.
And it got 40,000 copies, right? So I think that's when it started getting, like... People were reading it and seeing, but, like... There was so many things that, like... The family were saying, like, this never happened. Like, she's lying. Or, like, part of it, she was saying, like... Oh, my God, like, during the baptism of my children, like, I wasn't allowed to hold them. Or, like... Because I'm guessing the husband wouldn't let her, or like she was saying like I wouldn't be allowed to like to like wear makeup and make myself look nice and stuff like that. But then the family's like, yeah, but, and then they can like show receipts and be like, look at this picture at the baptism, she's holding the child, or like look at all these pictures, she's like really well like made up and she's like wearing a nice dress, like, so it's like
I guess for this it's really something you have to go into depth, and it's not just
it feels
you
like
show up and you leave, you know.
It's like an investigation of sorts.
That's
something to be looked at.
That's more of a provincial.
That's the thing.
Investigation, not just some small town where 3 police officers asked the grandmother from down the street of what they saw or what they noticed, if there was any suspicious activity.
Yeah,
you know, that's kind of like
And that's the thing, like, I
mean, we don't know exactly.
No,
we don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But
I
mean,
we don't know.
What you're saying.
This is what's given.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like at least in small families and stuff like that, it's really easy to be able to play something off and say like, oh, that never happened because you're family. You know what I mean? And you're all like, you know, together in a sense. But like, if a family is like, I don't know how big their family is and how many people are saying no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, what if maybe there's only one sibling or one family member left, and that was the only one that within the police reports as that they got statements from, you know. That's kinda,
and like it's all about also like they're not the couple. They don't know exactly what happened between the two.
You don't know what happens behind the bedroom door, you know? It's kind of it sounds really wrong.
Either or.
But it's okay.
True.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
That's the iffy part about it, cuz like it didn't like there's nothing saying how many, you're right, like there's nothing saying how many people are actually stating that everything the mom is saying are lies, right? There's nothing saying that. So it's possible it could just be one person being like, oh, like I'm representing this huge family. Because like I know for a fact, like especially down like where my grandparents live and that whole area, it's full of families, because especially like back in the day, it's full of families with like 14 children and like, all that stuff, like it's all these big traditional families, right? So it's like if it's a huge family of like 30 people and it's just one person being like, oh, by the way, like trying to save their ass, kind of. Yeah. It's kind of rough. It's hard to know if that's truly what's happening. I mean, obviously they're like before any of this, like we've never been confrontational with her, never argued, never fought, nothing. Like we were always like, and they even said like, like no one in the family agrees with the things that he's done. Obviously, they're not gonna be like, oh my god, like he's part of the family, like I can't disagree, but like he killed 2 kids, and he most likely abused his wife for all these years. There's no way someone in their right mind would be like, oh, but it's fine because they're like their family, right?
Yeah, that's kind of.
But it's just, it's weird, right?
It's spooky. It's like
it is.
Maybe it's paranormal activity, guys.
Yeah, seriously, maybe.
I'd be surprised.
I would be surprised. Yeah.
Like
definitely not.
The amount of rage you have to go through, you know what I mean? To like, or the amount of sociopathic behavior that you can.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Show.
Because I feel like, yeah, definitely. There's definitely some mental like disorder going into
instability,
or instability, or like stuff like that, like emotional. I don't know, like.
Because if it is abuse, at least, then that's grounds for him to have some sort of, like, inconsistencies.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, who was abusive in the relationship? Was it him or was it the wife?
Interesting.
Ooh.
Right?
Oh, I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, I did not think about it.
No, because I feel like society is a lot like, well, society we are, but like, I feel like everyone's like, oh my god, there's an abusive relationship, it has to be the husband. But I don't know, personally, I feel like women are equally able to be abusive as men are
in different ways.
Who was abusive? Because then that could change everything. Because if she was abusive, then that could change like everything.
Then this situation is flipped entirely upside down.
Completely. I mean, obviously the whole murder part doesn't change. Like he still killed his kids, obviously, but it's the whole after and before.
And you have to wonder.
But that also goes to show that there were not that many people that knew exactly what was going on in the house, so we can't really know. You know what I mean? Though it's like
yeah,
and it's also on the basis of like what if with her abuse and stuff like that caused something in him to like crack, so to speak.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Something that made him unstable, like they made each other messed up in a way, and then he ended up doing that. Like, she might have, probably not physically abused him, but probably
it's possible.
Mentally.
I mean, it's possible. It depends, Emily, to be honest.
It's possible, because I definitely know of
like
stories of like women being extremely abusive to their husbands, right? It's definitely not out of the question. And physically abusive.
Yeah.
Right?
And not a lot of men, though, from what I've heard, do report that, though.
Oh yeah,
report that, because I mean,
it makes them look weak.
It makes them. It's kind of an embarrassment, I guess, if you'd say.
It's quote unquote against gender norms.
Right.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate,
Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
And then I have a question for you guys. Ooh. With the whole legal thing about burying the children, like, what do you guys like? What's your thought about this? Like, because the law says you can't like dig up like. Obviously, someone who's already buried 2 people, and then bury them. But do you think there's grounds for exceptions? Like, do you think?
Well, think about all those Native American graves that were dug up and moved.
That's probably you're right about that.
Burial grounds and stuff like that. It has been done before. We have done it. Just because someone is in the ground doesn't mean that we can't pull them back out.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that it's disrespecting probably the person.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into factor with that.
Yeah.
For sure. There could be like a huge list for that especially.
But don't you think it's also disrespectful to bury someone next to their murderer? Like,
of course.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there should have definitely been grounds for like exceptions for certain situations. Like,
and who took that decision in the first place?
Yeah, who did that?
But that's
who
the
took
thing. Like,
that's
how from in my mind, like I mean, I don't know laws and stuff. Like, I'm not like a lawyer, but like, wouldn't you need like parental, especially for a kid? Like, don't you need like
any living family member to like
well, especially like the mom, because like.
Why didn't she intervene when she realized?
An aunt or like a cousin, like I should not be allowed to just like decide how a child's being buried without the living like parental
exactly.
Like,
and
consent.
It's also like, where was the mom during all of this? Like, didn't she like put in her 2 cents, being like, I don't want my kids being buried next to my murderous husband who killed them?
Wait, let's just backtrack real quick. So she didn't bury the kids. right?
I guess not.
No. Okay.
So
it was someone else or someone in the family?
Yeah,
or?
someone on the husband's family side.
Oh, it was the husband's. Okay.
Like the that family side. But then it's also like, that's what I don't understand is like, there has to be something that we like, obviously there's a lot we don't know, but there has to be something that we really, really don't know, because like, how are you not present for your kids' funerals? Because clearly, like, that has to be part, like, wouldn't you have said something before burying them if you were there? Or like, was this like a ploy to like make the family look bad? Like, is she the one who planned this and then blamed it on the family and been like, hey bitch, like these hoes fucking buried my kids next to the murderer, like legal action and shit, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, if you're living in a small town and you most of the time, especially that was 25 years ago.
Yeah,
and the
like no, it was 22 years.
22 years. Okay, to be exact. Okay. Mathematician over there.
Because that's how old I am. Okay.
Okay, it's true.
Oh, that's a fair point.
I mean,
in small towns,
laws were probably just a little bit different, right?
Yeah, but also,
I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. No, a lot has changed.
Yeah,
in a small town, where you know where I'm going with this, right?
Oh yeah,
a small town.
We all understand the whole, because we all have family from small towns. Like, we're all in that kind of like just. Like,
and a lot of things can just slide. If you know what I mean.
Under. Like, a lot of stuff is unseen. If it's not reported, or if it's not like brought to like a higher level of authority, like stuff happens, and I feel like no one just really thinks about it. No one talks about it
at the same time.
Yeah.
And this report is a pretty darn big deal, if you know what I mean.
And that's why I don't understand why
it's not that big, and there's not much info. I mean,
but like something like that, like how is there not more?
I would like to know like background
investigation in there, because I was trying to look it up, and it was literally impossible. Like, it was impossible. Like, I looked up the guy's name, like the guy, like the father who like killed sons, and like I looked it up, and like before, like it was so hard. Like his old Facebook pop. I don't even know if that's a thing.
Oh, really?
There's no Facebook back then. What am I talking about?
No, what?
Yeah. There's a guy with his name on Facebook anyway, so maybe he's. Oh my god, maybe he's not.
No,
maybe it's a ghost.
Spooky.
Maybe it's a ghost.
Spooky.
But
maybe he's the one who freaking
buried them.
Like all
buried them. There you
next
go.
to his
seriously, he's actually alive, y'all.
Yeah.
Watch out! Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Oh no, he might get married.
Yeah, but
Gosh.
no, like these LinkedIn's and like all of these like Facebook profiles were coming up before any actual news article, and I could only find one.
Interesting.
Two, actually. Sorry, two.
Yeah,
but that's
it was 96 before.
But since 96, like the thing is, like she's still alive. She's in her 40s.
Oh yeah, the family stuff happened after, probably.
Yeah, and like she sold a book.
Exactly.
And then she took legal action. So all this shit's been going on after the 60s.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would it? Like, are people
96.
not going?
The 90s, right? Is it the 90s?
96. Yeah.
Oh, 90s.
Okay.
96. Did I say 60s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been like, it's been at the tip of my tongue.
Really
60s has been the tip of my tongue for so long.
I was like, bro, that was a freaking long.
No. The 90s.
Yeah.
96.
No wonder it wasn't in the internet.
Honestly, though. But no, it's just so weird.
Yeah. At least for the grave stuff like that. My thought is that he probably had something in his will that said, I want to be buried with my family. And probably after the divorce, they hadn't had the custody battle yet. So he hadn't changed to have, like, I don't want to be buried next to my sons. But he probably still, he wouldn't have to change that because that's what he wanted, probably.
Okay.
To be buried next to them.
Yeah.
But also, the mom probably didn't change that. Or probably didn't change it in time for it to have effect. It didn't get it signed by a notary or something like that. And if it's a small town, there's probably only like one notary and they're always busy. Or like there's one notary in like the town
one for
5 miles away.
I think there's one for the whole peninsula. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think it's more like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Especially like in
a town of 1,000, not like people aren't dying enough for there to actually be.
Yeah, like, but also, in any case, in a lot of small towns, what you see is a lot of family plots and stuff like that. The family plots are made before the people actually die.
That's the thing.
Like when they're very young, oftentimes.
Yeah, like they already have their shit set out for like their funeral
like
when they're like
know.
2.
Exactly.
But like,
well, it's because they have family areas.
Like, wouldn't you like? Wouldn't you change it? Like, I'm sorry, but like, I don't care if it's already there. I don't care if it was in his will. Like, there has to be a way. Like, why would you want your kids to be like buried next to? Yeah. I don't care if it's their father. That shit is out of the question. I don't care. It's not even their father anymore. That shit, like, he murdered them. Like, that's completely different.
Like, didn't family members like fight for that or something? Like, seriously though.
But that's the thing that's like
even
what
the other family should know.
What it seemed to be is like his family did it, and the only I don't know if it's right, but like from what I understand, the only family member that was fighting against it was the mom. Mm-hmm. But that's really high up. Like, that's a really important like.
Wait, so you still think they're? Did they move the graves though? Or?
No, because they weren't allowed to.
No.
So the bodies are still there.
I'm guessing.
Which is kind of
to this day.
Kind of messed up.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Well, if the bodies are still there, I mean, I don't know.
No, I know, but like there was nothing about.
But...
No, I know, but like there was nothing about like reburying because like I'm pretty sure
that's even more messed up.
Because they're not allowed.
Yeah.
So like, that's the thing.
I mean, maybe like some law came up like, oh, you can't change the will, or
but
if that
also,
was actually
it's probably like it's too like I know they're dead right now, but you can't just change your will to have.
I'd be pretty damn pissed off if I was a family member.
Well, they can't. You can't change your will. That's true. I was thinking like, oh, you can't change your will, like to have like
no.
Oh, but the woman's not dead. She can change her own. She can't change someone else's.
Yeah, but like, how does a will? Like, my thing is like, okay, because like,
for
a
kids.
will, like if you die, there's a lot of stuff of like my stuff goes to this, my stuff to that. When it comes to kids though, and especially if you're not the only one who like you're not the only parent. Like there's another parent. And if that parent's alive, then don't they just get like the authority to decide?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like his kids and there was no mother.
Though,
like the mother was alive and she could have easily been like, "Yo, like I'm the parent.
Like what's going on
now?
here?
I'm the only parent. Like I'm the one who has like the highest like.
Yeah, the closest like relationship, if you'd say. I don't know.
The most power.
The most power.
The most power. Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder what laws are around that though.
I have no idea.
Like, is it just automatic that kids automatically have to be buried next to their parents if their parent died?
I highly doubt it. I don't think so. Or maybe actually, I don't know.
Let me see.
That's messed up though.
Quebec is a weird province, y'all. Love you, just kidding.
I mean, I know 96 was not a long time ago. If it was like the 60s or like the 50s, then it'd be different. We'd have better like assumptions if you'd say.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like this is kind of
it's a weird like I don't know, and it's the whole fact that like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to know like who the fuck is telling the truth and who's lying because like especially the fact that family didn't like I'm sorry, but if a bitch was lying about who I was and like saying all this shit that was not true, I would sue her. I'm sorry, but like I would like I don't know if that's harsh, like as her kids died, but like it's defamation, especially like I don't know what their jobs were, so maybe it wasn't that important to what people were thinking about them, but like I would. And like the fact that they're like, oh, people advised us not to.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, but are they saying that because maybe they actually did do it and they knew they were gonna lose, or because they genuinely think that the crime is gonna
the grieving mother of two kids who died, right? Or it could be, it is a small town. It could be, that the family, maybe there's some unsavory stuff otherwise that they don't want to uncover. That maybe they knew that the husband had tendencies to hurt things.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Ooh, my goodness.
Ooh, sometimes. Lamps.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's a rough, like that's a hard.
Yeah.
Situation. Yeah. And especially like I feel laws are so like I don't know, like
they're specific in certain scenarios.
Like
even for copyright and stuff like that. It's a lot of things are created to deal with new situations. But like in small towns and stuff like that where it's people who are not like who don't have that much power, so to speak.
Yeah.
Then like things don't change that easily. You know what I mean? Like new laws are not put in place for this kind of stuff.
No, that's the thing.
I'm just glad it's 2018 and we don't live in a small town.
Exactly.
Hello?
That's the worst part.
Yeah, that's something I think about all the time though. Like imagine like growing up like in a small town.
Ooh,
Or
like our
imagine
parents
living in the middle
basically.
of
I
nowhere.
would have been so
in the
different.
middle of nowhere, up north somewhere in freaking butt flip nowhere.
Just nowhere.
You know?
Just
nowhere.
nowhere. I would be. I think we would be completely fucking different. I feel like your exposure to like even just like cultural differences and stuff is completely different. Like,
okay, so me and Maddie, we were both born in a small town.
Yeah, you could say that actually. Well,
yes,
yeah.
we kind of. I mostly because I was there for at least a few years, a little bit more than you were. But it was extremely small, and we had to drive almost like
things were not close. Let's say
school and stuff like that.
oh my god.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
it's we had to drive on get on a highway, go to
Yeah.
superstore, come back, and it's a different mentality and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
That might have been just because we've been to
we've
moved
seen
since
a lot.
then. We've a lot.
yeah,
We've
and your
moved a lot
parents
since
too.
then.
We've seen different provinces enough to.
Yeah,
you know,
but even
we've
in
lived
that
there
small town, at least from what I remember, there were a lot of people who had that mentality of accepting and
Oh, definitely.
having those values and stuff like that. But it all depends on where that small town is. What's the history behind the town itself? Have they been involved in things in the past that are not so savory? To other people, our morals and ideas and ways of thinking might even be it might feel wrong to them.
Oh,
and
definitely. Yeah.
Same way as that kind of feels wrong for us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But I guess it's just all about accepting each other for our differences.
That was cringe.
So true.
Yeah.
The cringe of it all.
It's okay though.
Is it okay though?
No, it's not.
But I think a lot of it has to do with parenting though, because your parents were very
Chill.
but they also definitely. Oh my goodness, love your parents. But they had been they've not only they've traveled, but they've also lived in other places before having you guys.
Yeah.
Right? They weren't in a small town, went from small town to small town.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Well,
my mom
same
was
for
ready for change, My mom wanted to move.
Exactly. Small towns are not for everyone.
No, definitely not.
No.
It's nice to get away to go on vacation.
Oh, I love vacation in small towns. That's my ideal.
Oh, so good.
It's so relaxing. I just don't know if I could live there full time.
It could build you or break you, I guess, if you'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, we always hear about families who migrate to different places, go to bigger cities. This, what is it, the city mouse and the country mouse or something like that?
Maybe.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I've never heard that
I've
one
never heard of that
before.
saying ever in my
It's
whole entire
fine.
life.
It's
but
fine.
I'll roll
Sounds
with
good.
it.
Something about a mouse moving to another place. Anyway,
Sure.
Okay.
that I might just be thinking of. What's that animated show
travels.
that had animated mice or something like that in it?
Oh, like Tom and Jerry.
No.
Tom and Jerry.
Right?
Yeah, you're right,
Okay.
but I was not even
No,
thinking about that.
It was a lady
Ratatouille?
mouse in it.
Ratatouille.
Oh, that was my fucking jam.
Oh.
I threw up watching that movie.
What? Why?
Because we went to one of those those the parks where you could drive in
Oh, yeah?
and
Oh.
watch it.
Like a
Yeah.
drive-in.
And I
And
ate
driving.
so much food. Your bitch was stuffed and threw up.
Oh,
In
it's
the
a good
car?
time in the car.
No.
Okay.
On
bathroom, I'm
someone
assuming.
else.
On someone else, yeah.
Oh.
Obviously.
I'm just kidding.
That'd be
Into
so
their
rude.
lap.
Just spreading my love.
Those are so much fun though.
I miss
Drive-ins.
those.
Yeah.
There's one here. We should
There's
probably
one in
go
Ottawa
one
that's
day.
Well,
Torn. That's abandoned.
Oh, well, there's one here that's working, so
I love that.
we should go to this one, not that one. Although abandoned
We
would
should
be
buy
fun.
the abandoned one, turn it back into.
Turn it back up.
I don't know why anyone has actually done that.
Driving.
yo, but seriously, there's a lot of abandoned ones now. I guess they
Yeah.
just run out of business. It's crazy. No one
Because no one really leaves their house.
Exactly.
Well, it's also because we live in Canada, and half
True.
the season they're not open.
Half the year, yeah.
Half the year they're not open,
I
and
agree.
gas is super expensive right now.
It's not like a
People
yeah.
don't
It's not
want
even
to
money.
leave their cars on, while they
heat.
go through that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
To watch a movie, you can always just go inside.
Wow, I never
or
knew.
you can stay inside.
I've never done that before.
At home. Hashtag Netflix. Anyway.
True.
But I guess that's kind of like where the industry leads. You know what I mean? It's a fun thing to do on occasion, but it's more comfortable to.
Why are you laughing, Matt?
Stop.
Matt's currently laughing at me. Just if you guys are wondering.
No, he's laughing at me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
he agrees with it. Yeah.
We're the industry leads. That's interesting. That's very
Yeah.
deep.
Oh, man.
Very deep.
The adult industry or what?
No.
Are you Emily? You need to specify what you're talking about here.
Yeah,
You need
what
to.
industry?
Oh, that's where your mind
What
went
industry
when
are
I
you
said
in,
industry.
Yeah, what industry are you in?
Cinematics, as
There
in
you go.
Hollywood, not
As in XXX
No,
Oh, okay.
not
Surprise!
that area of the world. Surprise.
No.
Okay.
You show up for a gig. Not what I was assuming it was.
I guess this wraps up episode 1.
Yeah.
We can,
Just kind of done. Anyways. Well, yeah. It was fun talking to you guys.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
And we shall see you next time. Bye, guys.